The only reason that you're feeling anxiety is because your mind is not in the present moment. You're placing your sense of self and your self-worth on a scenario or a future-based reality that isn't currently you right now. And not only that, you're assuming the worst case scenario. How do I know this? Because I was actually having an anxiety attack yesterday. It felt like, well, maybe I'm kind of over-exaggerating, but yesterday I found myself very anxious about my life. And the first thing that I realized when I was kind of going through the emotions of anxiety was that they were never based in me right now doing whatever it is that I was doing. It was always based in me, whether being short on a bill or my career not taking off or whatever the case may be. It's always based in something that isn't right now. And the minute that I acknowledged that, I realized, what am I believing that's making me feel anxious right now? And I'm believing something that's not even based in a desired reality that I resonate with. I don't resonate with fear. You shouldn't resonate with fear. And I think that the more that we take time to, man, this guy he has dogs and they're off the leash. This is so dope. Because I really want to be able to take Kane off the leash, but let's not get distracted. But yeah, the sooner that we realize that we are placing our sense of self on a future-based reality, we'll start to live better lives. And we'll start to claim our energy and our power back because we are no longer placing our sense of self in worst case scenarios, because that's also what you're doing. When you're internalizing anxiety, it is a fear-based response to the story that you're creating in your mind about the worst possible outcome happening. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you put yourself through something that may or may not happen and assume the worst? Because we hold so much conviction about things that aren't true, or we hold so much conviction about the worst case scenario as if it is fact. But the crazy part is that it's not even real. It's only real because you believe that it's real. And it's social programming, and also just being around people who are realists or pessimists, if you will. They hold so much conviction to things that don't serve them and don't even question, don't even ask themselves, well, why do I believe what it is that I believe? Some might say that life has only shown me proof that this is the outcome of things going the worst and stuff like that. But I would argue that the only reason that came into fruition is because you held the conviction that, oh my God, if you're putting all your energy into something that you don't want, your mind isn't gonna know the difference between whether you want it or you don't want it. All it knows is what you're giving energy to. Prime example in my life, I was extremely afraid about losing my job back when I was working a traditional 9-to-5. And I was so afraid. I was afraid of, oh my God, I hope I don't get fired. I hope I don't get fired. I hope I don't get fired. And what happens? I get fired. Now, somebody might look at that and say, well, yeah, I mean, you know, you got fired. That is literally the worst case scenario. But if you peel that back a layer and you see just the energy that I'm putting out, I'm not putting out the energy of somebody who wants to keep their job. I'm putting the energy out of, oh, I hope I don't get fired, placing my power on somebody else, because I'm not recognizing that I am the, what's the word I'm looking for? I am the person who is creating this reality. I am the causality of this reality, because I am putting energy out that I don't want to get fired, and in turn, my mind is not knowing the difference. All it knows is that I'm putting my energy towards something, this impersonal belief, because your mind isn't gonna, the universe isn't gonna look at it and say, oh, well, I don't want this to happen to them, because look what's gonna happen to their life if they do lose this job? No. It's simply just gonna look at it and say, oh, this is what he's putting his energy to, well, let me give him more of that. Same way goes to a guy who says that all women are hoes. Same thing goes to a girl that says that niggas ain't shit. Whatever the case may be. Whatever you give your energy to, that is what's going to manifest. Now, I know I kind of veered off, but let me bring it back home. Because I want you to cure your anxiety. I don't want you to be anxious, or let me rephrase that, because anxiety isn't something that is gonna ever go away. It's gonna lessen, and you're gonna have healthier coping mechanisms to kind of get you away from that state. So let me rephrase that, because all anxiety is an emotion. And emotions aren't bad, they're just emotions. Some feel better than others, but is the handle that we have on the lower vibrational emotions that really dictate the quality of life that we have. So being able to look at your anxiety objectively and ask yourself, okay, can I accept that I am anxious? Once you can accept that you're anxious, you can start to go down the emotional ladder to get to a place of calm, peace, ease, love, all of the feel-good emotions. Because I think something that I was doing yesterday was I was trying to trick myself out of feeling anxiety, and I was confused as to why it wasn't going away. The main reason it wasn't going away was because I wasn't acknowledging it. I wasn't acknowledging, oh, I am anxious right now. So first things first, acknowledge it. And then ask yourself, what would I need to believe to be true in order for this to persist? So for me, in that moment, oh, I'm not gonna make rent, or I have this bill to pay, I have that bill to pay. I'm posting these videos and nobody's watching it. People are watching it. It may not be hundreds of thousands or millions, but people are watching it. And I would have to believe, what if my career doesn't take off? What if this? What if that? All this different type of stuff. And then once you realize that these are the beliefs that would have to be true in order for you to feel this way, ask yourself, does it align with the version of myself that is abundant, that is filled with love, who has everything that they desire in life? Does it align with that version of myself? And if it doesn't, change the story. Because just like what I said in the beginning of the video, the only reason that these things feel like it's true is because of the belief that you have. And what we fail to realize is that the conviction that we hold behind the things that we believe is what makes it manifest. So if you hold with so much conviction that, oh, I'm not gonna have money for this bill, or my career is not gonna take off, or people are gonna laugh at me, or whatever the case may be, then and only then will it manifest in your reality. Because it's not even about, sure, we are what we attract, but if you really think about it, just in the most simplest sense, why would I put out energy of something? I want to break this down in the simplest way, because I don't want to confuse people. For instance, if I believe that my career is not going to take off, I'm going to operate from that belief so much so that I'm not even going to try to put myself or give myself the opportunity to do so, because I'm afraid. So in turn, the thing that you're there you go. There it goes, I should say. The thing that I'm drawing my power from is not from a place of this is going to work. I'm drawing it from a place of this isn't going to work. So the energy behind it is going to be different. It's not going to be, man, I can't wait to shoot this video. Man, I can't wait to, you know what I'm saying, make some more money, or expressing gratitude for what I did do or what I did make, or the little success that I'm seeing on a daily basis. I'm not going to give energy to that. I'm just going to look and only funnel my field of vision, or whatever the case may be, or however you want to perceive that. I'm just going to funnel it to things that align with the version of me that I don't even desire. Now, why would I do that? Now, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Caught it. I'm also trying to do a better job of not using filler words. I was just watching a video on TikTok. I think the gentleman's name is Higher Wellness Fitness or something like that. And he was talking about being articulate. So this is also practice for me, because sometimes it's uncomfortable to sit with silence. We'll say like, you know what I mean, you know, all this different type of stuff. But I don't want to do that, because I don't have to do that. Kind of went off there, but let's bring it back. Anxiety. Anxiety only has the power. Once you realize that all of your emotions only have the power that you give it, you are now in control of how you want to feel. Now the emotions are still going to come, but look at them objectively from a bird's eye point of view. There you go. Because the minute that you can separate from the feeling of this emotion and the reality of where you're at currently, it makes it a lot easier to get back in alignment with your life. Because when you embody the emotion as if it's true, and you aren't able to look at it objectively and say, you know what, this energy or this emotion right now is rooted in a reality that does not serve me. I'm not going to continue to give energy to it. I acknowledge it, but I let it go with love. I let go of the fear, I let go of the anxiety, I let go of whatever thoughts I have about all that transpired. I forgive myself for feeling these feelings, because I am still a work in progress, and it takes time for you to cultivate a new way of thinking, because for most of us, we've been thinking this way all of our lives. I'm 26 years old, and I'm just now getting to a place of emotional mastery, self-mastery, emotional resilience, and discipline, where I'm not giving energy to things that do not serve me. And it takes a lot of effort, mental fortitude, to look at your emotions objectively, because for so long we have been embodying these emotions as if they are facts, but they are just emotions. And it's only because we haven't been taught, at least let me speak for myself, we haven't been taught to process and handle our emotions in a healthy way. So in turn, we do things that some might say are messed up, but it's only because we haven't learned healthy coping mechanisms. But now's your chance. You stumbled upon this video because you don't want to be somebody who lives in fear, constantly feels anxiety. So just understand that it's okay to feel anxious, but what you do with that anxiety, that's what can be labeled as good or bad. Okay? Where we at? Ooh, we got 13 minutes. I'm getting better at just flowing and not allowing myself to say, oh, 10 minutes, I'm gonna stop. Because that's also something that I want to break out of. I don't want to just make videos and have a number, whether it be 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't really care. Whenever I feel good about getting the point across, that's when I end the video. And I think that's also gonna help me make better That's gonna help me make better videos for you all, because I'm no longer, I'm just flowing. And the ideas flow. The ideas are always better when it comes from a place of flow rather than force. And that's not limited to just videos, that's limited to, or no, let me not even say limited. That applies to all aspects of life. Operating in flow is always going to get you the best results, okay? I think that's a good stopping point. We're at about 15 minutes, roughly. So yeah, if there's anything I want you to take away from this video, I want you to understand that your anxiety only has the power that you give it, and to work your way to a place where you're back in alignment, acknowledge the anxiety, question it objectively, not with judgment. Ask yourself, what do I need to believe in order for me to feel this emotion? And just kind of either write it down or say it out loud. And it might feel funny because, at least for me, when I vocalize it, I'm looking at it objectively and I'm telling myself, these are not my beliefs anymore. They're just not. So when you look at it from that point of view, and you say, oh, these aren't even my thoughts. That maybe the old version of me, yeah, the old version of me had doubt, had fear, had all of these things, but this version of me, nah. You could just let it go with love and acknowledge like, hey, you've done your part in getting me to where I need to be, but now I'm in charge. The elevated version of myself is in charge, so I can let that part of me go. And I can change the story, which in turn will change my life. So, yeah, what was the thing that I said? Oh, acknowledge it, question it, and then once you recognize that it's not aligned with you, tell yourself a different story. And I promise you, that is the first step in getting you to transition, or let me rephrase that. That's gonna be the first step in getting you to a place where you look at your anxiety as a way for you to connect deeper with yourself and not this thing that used to control you or cripple you or whatever the case may be. And it's gonna take time, but I think the more that you do it, the easier it'll get. It's like going to the gym. It's like training the muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets, the more natural it feels, and you're able to just trust yourself more, okay? But yeah, I think that's about it. I feel really good about this video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, because I want to get better at making videos and giving you all topics that help you with your everyday life. So yeah, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. My name is Trent Bishop. I'm gonna catch you on the next one. Peace.